So the OSI model, and here's the visual representation of the OSI model. There's total 7 layers of the model. The first one, which is the base, will be physical layer, and then second one is data link, and build up on top of it, network, transport, session, presentation, and application. Total 7 layers. So overview. The OSI is also known as Open System Interconnection, and this model is a conceptual framework for understanding as well as unifying the functions of the telecommunications or computing systems. It is divided into a total of 7 layers, and each layer has specific network functions. So basically, each of the layer has their different functions and it's built up on the previous layers. The first one will be physical layer, so which is the base. The first layer of the OSI model is the physical layer. So it's responsible for establishing physical connections. It includes hardware components such as connectors, cables, fiber optics, and the radio frequencies. And furthermore, there may be switches and routers, or the hardware or equipment physically. It transmits the raw bit stream over the physical connection and handles the electronic or optical encoding of the data. And the physical layer serves as the base layer of the OSI model. So it's the first layer, it's very base. And the second layer will be data link layers. It establishes logical connections over physical connections. So basically it's based on physical connections and built up on top of it. So it is responsible for error detections and corrections, flow control, and sequential transmission of frames. So this layer organizes the raw bit stream into logical units such as frames. The data link layer is further divided into 2 sub-layers. So the first one will be the logical link control, which is also known as LLC layer, and the media access control, so which is in another word, MAC layer. The LLC is responsible for ensuring that data is transmitted correctly and sequentially between different network devices. And the MAC layer is responsible for accessing and transmitting data over the physical medium. And the third layer will be network layers. The network layer is responsible for creating paths between multiple networks to transmit data. So it's responsible for routing, addressing, and encapsulating data packets. The network layer ensures that data can travel from source to destination. So basically, it uses IP addresses as well as some logical addresses to identify the devices. And the fourth one here will be transport layers. The fourth layer is the transport layer. The transport layer is responsible for providing data transfer between 2 points in the network. The transport layer also includes error recovery, data integrity, and flow control. The transport layer ensures that data transfer between applications is correct and efficient. Overall, establishes, manages, and maintains the transfer of data from end to end as well as the connection. So basically, it transmit the data from a source to a destination and to make sure it's correct. The fifth one would be session layer. The session layer serves as the fifth layer of the OSI model. So the session layer is responsible for establishing, managing, and terminating a session between two systems. So it allows data exchange between different applications management, including check and restore operations. And our sixth layer would be presentation layers. So the sixth layer of OSI model is a presentation layer. The role of this layer is to convert data into a format acceptable to the system, ensures that the data sent from one system to another is correct, recognized, and understood, and encrypts the data to protect the privacy and security of the data, compresses data to reduce the bandwidth required for transmission and improve transmission's efficiency. So it helps to protect the data and it can reduce the bandwidth required and to keep the data's quality and efficiency. And the last one, which is also the top layer, will be application layer. So the seventh and topmost layer of OSI is the application layer. The application layer provides services directed to user, targets, or applications. It is responsible for handling advanced network services such as file transfer, email, web browsing, and database access. The application layer ensures that users are ultimately able to access and use network services. So it's basically what we shown on our computer is the data that has been transferred. And here's the conclusion. So overall, the OSI model is a key tool for understanding network communication mechanisms. So it provides a clear structured approach to designing and managing network systems. So the OSI model plays an extremely important role in the development and innovation of networks.